Are you kidding me, everybody? I woke up this morning and I thought I was in a dream. I still think I'm in a dream. My phone was blowing up. My messages were blowing up. Are you kidding me? I thought this was going to come out, but I didn't think it was going to come out yesterday. Look, man, we got a full panel in the house tonight. Are you guys ready? Let's go ahead and dive into all this with Ahsoka right now. All right, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show, and we are live, and this is an impromptu special Ahsoka Tano, Rosario Dawson edition of the Market Value Chart Show. Are you kidding me with what I'm looking at on the screen? Look, hey, I tell you, I've been calling this for a long time, and I absolutely thought that they were going to release this month, but let me go ahead and introduce everybody that's on the panel over here. First, right below me, we got Don Prime from Geeking Out. Don, how you doing?
Good, yourself?
Good. And we got Mike from the Action Figure Cave. Mike, how's it hanging?
What's up, boys?
And we got a special guest, Dante, from the Man of Hot Collectibles. Dante, we missed you last time, but happy you're here today.
Thank you so much for the invite. I appreciate it, man. How you doing, Don,
Yeah.
Michael? Pleasure to be with you.
So listen, guys, man, I am pumped up. If any of you follow me on Facebook or follow Six Scale Cantina on Facebook or on any of the platforms that I hang out, and also Dante and Mike and Don were all pretty kind of shocked with this particular announcement, and it's just a wonder to me that while you have the Clone Wars version of Ahsoka up on pre-order, that they go ahead and drop this at the same time. Now, I thought that they were absolutely going to release this figure this year for sure, but I thought that maybe they would wait until the final production photos of the Clone Wars version and kind of give it to us later in the year. Now, I will tell you that, this proves to me, Dante, and we'll start off with you, that this is by far, I think that Mandalorian and the Clone Wars, we'll stick with the Mandalorian right now, is the hottest thing for Star Wars right now. And I think that Hot Toys knows this. When they first came out with the Clone Wars version of Ahsoka, and I'm going to go ahead and bring that up on the screen. This stayed at number one best-selling wise with everything Hot Toys for about 9 to 10 weeks. I mean, this performed stronger than a Darth Vader, than Luke, or forget about even the Snowspeeder pilot Luke, or anything like that. So I think that Hot Toys knows, hey, right now, the Mandalorian is hot. Let's go ahead and ride that wave, because even if they came out with, perhaps a figure that I really want, Dante, a Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, I don't think there would be as much hype about it as what you're seeing right now on the screen. So, Dante, your first initial thoughts on this?
Man, where do I begin? I mean, it caught me off guard. I mean, I watched your video last night, actually, and you were basically calling it. When I woke up this morning, I had the same exact reaction than you. I just look at my phone. I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? So I started looking through the pictures, and then I said, oh, shoot, they have two versions now. So we have a DX, we have a regular. I love it. I mean, I did a video preview to this morning, and the headscope, I think, looks fine. Minor tweaks here and there, but honestly, this is a prototype. Let's wait until we see it in hand. But other than that, the amount of detail, the accessories, the fact that this is a DX version is a huge, huge thing to me, because that means that Hot Toys is listening to the fans. That means that we're gonna get more DX versions, and I won't be surprised if I see like a maybe, Mando Luke Skywalker with C3. I'm sorry, with R2D2, or any of those crazy things. But I think we're gonna hear a lot on May 4th.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we're
Well,
gonna hear a lot on that day.
I think absolutely this opens up the floodgates. I think all bets are off now, and we got the vintage viewpoint. The 6 scale scavengers in the cantina tonight. Thank you so much for for joining. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing a lot of these different comments already. Pre-ordered. Mike. I was blown away, and I think the thing is that for Hot Toys is in the business of making money, and right now the money is in the Mandalorian. I've been saying it for quite a few episodes that even if you compare it to like a Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, if you come out with a Bespin Luke, much like they came out with the Snowspeeder pilot Luke, Luke and Darth Vader, for me personally, those are my 2 favorite characters in all of Star Wars. But
me too,
right
me
now, and I will tell you right now, they will in no way be able to, perform or compete with some of the characters in the Mandalorian right now, because that's the hot thing. That is the trending thing. So I think Hot Toy, for me personally with this, I mean, I'm getting 2. I'm gonna get the deluxe version with Grogu because I want that backdrop. Okay. And I'm also going to get the non-deluxe version because I want the other backdrop also for Ahsoka. I was thinking that I was going to go ahead and get 2 Clone Wars Ahsokas, but now I'm only going to get 1. And, Don, I know that Nate was talking about, he kind of doing the same thing. He's not going to get the Clone Wars one. But, man, I'm just so pumped up about this because, for me, I'm not canceling my Clone Wars Ahsoka. It's kind of like, hey, listen, baby, if I have Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and if they give me a Phantom Menace Obi-Wan, I'm going to have them both. I mean, shoot, go ahead and drop the Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan. I'm getting that too. But Mike,
Exactly.
your thoughts on this first?
I mean, first of all, I was wrong. I knew Ahsoka was coming, but I didn't think it would come this quick. I think we talked about it on the last, maybe the 2 shows before that. I figured it would come this year, but not before the May 4th. This Ahsoka is fantastic. I mean, it's beautiful. The face sculpt is, to me, I mean, it's amazing. It's going to be, this is just the beginning of Hot Toys Ahsokas, right? We're going to get a lot more versions of this character. I mean, it's going to be like Wonder Woman and on DC, right? So we're going to get a lot of Ahsokas, and I think everyone, who started collecting just recently, actually a lot of people who jumped on the Hot Toys train when they saw the other Ahsoka, right? And that one is amazing. I think it looks great. I like the fact that they're using a, more of like an actress head sculpt more than the cartoon one. But this one, it looks just as good, and it's just going to draw more people into the Hot Toys world, which is going to drive the prices up on other figures. You know that, right? So, just amazing. And I put my pre-order in already. I only did the single one this time, so it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, and really that this Clone Wars version of Ahsoka is outstanding. It's astounding. I mean, I love this head sculpt. I mean, there's no way for me, because I'm an Ahsoka fan, and I'm going to collect all the Jedi of the Sith anyway, in any version you're going to give me. But, I mean, there's no way I'm canceling this, because just like they're doing with the Clone Wars line, they're not really making it, cartoony. They kind of have that realness in there. Although, you don't really know what actress this is, but I think they did a really good job. But for me, it's like, man, if I can get a young version of Ahsoka, and this Mando version for me is the best of both worlds. So Don, I don't know about you, buddy, but this shocked me as well. I mean, we're just talking about the shock right now. This is like shock and awe, my man.
Well, yeah, exactly. First off, I'm definitely still keeping my Clone Wars Ahsoka pre-order. I have that through a separate shop through my friend, a guy I've known a business for through 9 years. So there's no way I'm canceling that in the first place and, not doing that to him. And I definitely will be grabbing the deluxe set with another Grogu because, again, I'm just waiting because I have multiple orders out through Sideshow right now, so I'm just going to wait for the coupons and the points to hit up, and then I'll definitely grab the deluxe set because that Grogu, the way it's set up, I almost guarantee that would come with the Mando Luke because it's set up for the hug pose with the and you just change the position of the head, and that's your Grogu with Luke.
Yeah, and honestly, with this deluxe set, what I'm super pumped up about this, if everybody doesn't really know, with that Grogu, you actually get some articulation within the hands and within the arms, which I think is absolutely fabulous. Besides the head, and I would venture to think, guys, that we'd be able to also swap out the head with what we've already got with the Beskar version of Grogu. But for me, that's a very strong accessory for me to be able to have some articulation with a 1/6 Grogu. I was actually planning or considering to get the quarter scale Grogu just to kind of have in my 1/6 collection because of the articulation. Now with this, guys, I may not. I mean, that's a big selling point for me. I know it seems like a really small and really who cares about that detail, but for me, I like that articulation. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, Dante, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I consider ordering both, but I just put the order in for the single version. I mean, I got the two trials from the deluxe Mando set, so that's why I held off on the 2-pack. So I mean, and like someone said, we're gonna, like Don said, we're probably gonna get a Grogu with Luke. So that means I'll have 4. If I get the Ahsoka one, there'll be 4 of them. So I held off, but yeah. But I see what you're saying though. Definitely has the articulation and
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that, Mike. And Don, I really meant to go to you. I just said the wrong. But I knew you were going to say something, Don. But yeah, your opinion on this articulation.
Yeah, like you said, the articulation is a definite selling point because you can pose it pretty much with any figure now and set them. You can put it in the satchel with IG-88, change the head, and now you can actually have his hands raised up to look like he's flying around, or with any other figure, put him with an Imperial Stormtrooper, one of the Remnant Stormtroopers, and then, make it look like he's fighting. With so many head sculpts, this is almost going to be like the base body with the articulated hands and partial arms. So you can do anything with this base body and then just add the different hands if you have the 4, 5, or, potentially even 6 figures because they're going to come out with a different Grogu for, Season 2 Deluxe Mando.
Right. So
yeah, go ahead. No, please.
Right. I'm just gonna put something out there. Just get ready for the invasion of Grogu's. We're gonna get a bunch of those, and now we have with Ahsoka, maybe with Luke, maybe another version of Mando. So we're gonna get a bunch of this. That's for sure. But the thing that caught my eye was that it is possible this one is gonna have articulation. You can see the joints. I mean, you can kind of see that. You can actually, move the arms. That will be good because the Beskar doesn't have that feature. You can use, like Mike said, you can use different hair sculpts. If you have the existing Beskar Mando. But other than that, I'm very happy that Hatos decided to do a deluxe version of this. I mean, you guys were talking about the Ahsoka from Clone Wars. I mean, I'm gonna get that one regardless. But if you ask me right now, which one do I prefer the most? I'm gonna go with the Mandalorian one because that's kind of like the real life actress doing the character. That's just me. But if you are on the fence, I mean, I know a lot of people were talking about maybe canceling the pre-orders. I would suggest to just hold off. I mean, just wait. We're still talking about what, next year, September? Right, 2022. This one is going to be released. So just hold off on that one. Definitely, you should get the Clone Wars. I just have a feeling this is just me. My I can be absolutely wrong. That they may delay the Clone Wars for and get this one first. I don't know why I was thinking. I was thinking about that this morning.
But
It's just a thought. I mean, I can be absolutely wrong, but I'm just thinking that maybe they want to have this one first, and then kind of like feel and see how how this goes, right, with this particular figure. I can be
well,
wrong.
it can very well go that way. And just to answer, quite a few comments on there on which one we like better, and everyone's going to have, for me, it's hard to choose. Listen, baby, I'm getting both of these. I'm getting two of these, the deluxe and the non-deluxe. I'm getting the Clone Wars one. As far as which one I like better, it's hard. I mean, I like the young version of Ahsoka, which I think they did a bang up job with, and I love this version of Ahsoka. So for me, I love them both. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them both. But I tell you what, Dante, you bring up a real fabulous point about the Clone Wars version of Ahsoka that's up on pre-order, and I want to present this to you guys and everybody who's watching. I think now that's a great point that they may delay this, but the other thing is if they were going to make so many of these Clone Wars Ahsoka, this was number one for 9 or 10 weeks, and it's always been high, even when it finally dropped out from that spot. It was never going to stay there forever. But I think what they're going to do here is the projection data that they're going to do, Don, on this, that they were originally going to produce with. They know now, they knew, I know that they considered this before they took this out, that there was going to be some collectors that were going to drop the pre-order on this, and we're going to pick up just the Mandalorian version of Ahsoka that just dropped. But I think what they're going to do is everyone's thinking, oh, this is going to be in stock for a minute because they're going to produce so many. Not so fast, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because now what they're going to do is they're going to be like, you know what? Sideshow will call them and say, we had, let's say, I'm just going to throw a number. Oh, we have 1,500 pre-orders drop out. Oh, you know what? We were thinking we were going to make 10,000, in these few batches. Now we're only going to make what the pre-order numbers are, Don. And now we're only going to make a couple of thousand, one batch for Sideshow to keep in stock. Now you got to look at this figure way different, because I don't think that they're going to produce as much of the Clone Wars version, and that changes the game. What do you think, Don?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they know right off the bat, if they can introduce another version of her, their pre-orders are high enough that they can do it, and they can cancel an additional batch that they were going to additionally plan to run. So it's almost cost beneficial for them to do it this way, because they don't have to run they don't have to make that third run just for in stock purposes.
Right. No, and I really think that's what's going to happen, guys. I think what they're going to do here with the Clone Wars version of Ahsoka is they're just going to make and manufacture what the pre-order numbers are. And then they're going to have certain safety stock, and they're going to have certain stock that they're going to allow Sideshow to keep in. But they're by no means, and Sideshow is going to see the decrease in pre-orders, or they're going to see that some of them fall off. You're also going to get some collectors. And look, I hate to bring this up as a comparison, because some may be like, how can you bring up the Clone Wars Anakin and the Revenge of the Sith Anakin and the Dark Side Anakin? And in the same token, I'll go ahead and bring up the Shore Trooper from Rogue One and the Shore Troopers that are on pre-order. There's a trend right now with hot toys being hot, Mike, where collectors are just like, look, those Shore Trooper numbers from Rogue One did not drop down. Those Death Trooper numbers from Rogue One with the Death Trooper from the Mandalorian, they actually went up. And we got that beautiful Clone Wars Anakin that is up on pre-order right now. That is, essentially just another fabulous release, like you're seeing up here on the screen, of this Clone Wars Ahsoka. So I'm not so entirely sure that collectors are for me, like I'm an example of a collector that's so stoked about this, this Mandalorian Ahsoka, but I'm still pumped up about my Clone Wars Ahsoka. In a way, Mike, I'm more pumped up about my Clone Wars Ahsoka now because they went ahead and they given me this Ahsoka. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I'm canceling the Clone Wars Ahsoka. That no way. And if you're on the fence, if you're gonna do that, just think about it. Think about the OG Mando. Remember when the OG Mando went up for pre-order, and then the Beskar one went up right maybe I don't know a couple months later, and people slept on the OG Mando, and then it went out of stock, and now look how much it's going for now. So you don't want to do that with Ahsoka. Like you don't want to drop her, and then and then wait until, say, okay, I get points, whatever. I'll wait until it stays on stock for a while, and then it disappears. And then the Clone Wars Ahsoka's gone. And now you want that Ahsoka. You're still getting the Mando one, but now you want the Clone Wars one because it's not available anymore. That price in this figure is going to go, it's going to skyrocket. So I would, definitely keep both of them. Even though if you're not a diehard Ahsoka fan, you're just, kind of a Mandalorian fan, I would definitely grab both of them. They look fabulous, and both these figures are just going to look, and you have two different displays too. You can have one with your Clone Wars figures and one with the Mandalorian figures. So, it's perfect.
And you're seeing all these comments, Dante, of people saying that they're a lot of them are feeling like I am, that they're just as pumped up, or maybe even more pumped up about the Clone Wars version now. I mean, no one got, again, as Mike was saying there, and I was bringing up. No one got down on Dark Side Anakin and Revenge of the Sith Anakin because of the Clone Wars Anakin. What is your take on the Clone Wars Ahsoka?
Well, people are gonna, they can do whatever they want at this point. But I think that, definitely you shouldn't cancel that. You should definitely go for it and wait until it is released. It is very likely that if it goes this way, it may not even be, available in stock. You're just gonna fulfill the pre-orders and then boom, out, gone.
Yeah,
basically.
That's exactly what I think is going to happen. Is they're going to fulfill the pre-orders with this, because I saw some early comments, and it's a great point. If they go ahead and manufacture what they were originally going to do, or what they were projecting, because of the the hype for Ahsoka and everyone trying to get their first Ahsoka figure. Well, now there's two Ahsoka figures. That changes the game a little bit. And I think that that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to make as many as the pre-orders that come in. And I think that there may be not as much stock as people think. So that brings me to the question, Don, how serious now should collectors be that haven't pre-ordered the Clone Wars Ahsoka? We're going to get into this one here, but does this change the game enough, Don, where you should maybe reconsider if you didn't pre-order this? I'm not saying it's not going to get in stock, but they've had to have considered the effect.
Yeah, I know a lot of places are actually sold out for the pre-order on her, aside from Sideshow. So right off the bat, you're kind of limited in where you can even get it if you are still on the fence about it. So, if you want it, go to Sideshow, because they're pretty much the only game in town right now. Yeah. It's going to go up, and the thing is, you're going to eventually see a live action Tamora Morrison Old Man Rex. And this is going to go with that better than with the Rosario Dawson version.
For sure.
Because this is actually based off of Ashley Eckstein, who is the voice of Ahsoka. So, and it looks, right. And the thing is, they actually kind of have almost the similar facial features, but from a young to an old, older woman. So I think they both work also on an evolutionary scale. And the thing is, too, you'll see in the figure, they've actually given her the correct, tendrils. Whereas in the show, they had to shorten them, for Rosario Dawson to do her stunts and to actually move her head with the lightsabers. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. So, I think it's a little bit, Dante and Mike, I think there's a little bit now. With these are sold out in every comic shop that like Don was saying that I know, and I'm not too sure that this is necessarily going to stay in stock for the couple of minutes that we thought it was going to, because I just don't think that Hot Toys now is going to produce as many of these Clone Wars versions of Ahsoka for stock purposes.
Right.
So,
yeah, yes, I think I mean, with this Clone Wars, just going back to the previous point, this one I can see that this is gonna be gone before it hits the ground. It's gonna be gone, and it's gonna be rare, and it's gonna be hard to find. It's gonna be expensive. That's what I can see with this particular figure. Now for the new one, the one that we just got today. I mean, the good thing is that you have two versions to choose. I mean, you have a regular, you have a DX. If you already have a Grogu like Mike has, I mean, you don't really need the deluxe set unless you want to have the nice diorama, base that they comes with, right? Different backdrops as well. If that's your choice, then by all means you should go for it. I think the Mandalorian, I'm sorry, what's her name, Ahsoka. I think we're gonna have a chance to fulfill the pre-orders. I'm not sure if, unless Hatos decides to bring something new on this May 4th, that may change the game. But I can see that you can have time to pre-order this. I don't know if it's gonna be the same as the 2-pack Boba Fett, the one that I kind of said before, that I think it will probably not hit the in stock. You're just gonna pre-order and then waitlist it right there, because that's gonna be a unique one. But this one, I think you're gonna have some time to pre-order, but still, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it.
yeah, and you bring up a good point that I wanted to get into. So great segue. But before I go ahead and do that, welcome everybody to the this special edition of the Market Value Chart Show. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel yet. I do appreciate your support in doing that. And please go ahead and hit that like button if you don't mind. That certainly helps out all these episodes as well. So I really appreciate that, hitting the like button and subscribing. But, Dante, you bring up a good point, and I wanted to ask, and we get your points on there. Is this kind of like, I don't necessarily believe this set. A lot of people are asking me, do I got to pre-order this, this Ahsoka from Mandalorian, right now? Is it going to get in stock? You have to remember that I am so pumped up for this figure that yes, I'm going to pre-order. I didn't do it yet. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to pre-order both, but I'm just doing that because I'm just so pumped up and I want to go ahead and get it over with. Do I think that you have to do it because, it has peculiarities, Don, like that, deluxe version with, of the Boba Fett, because Tamora Morrison figure, you can only get it there, and you can't get the Tamora Morrison figure by itself, and it's really strange how they did that. I don't necessarily see that with this one. I think that, at the end of the day, with this release, I don't think you can sleep on it, but I don't necessarily think it's in danger of hitting wait list when it goes. Am I wrong or am I right? Or is that?
Yeah, I mean, the way they're setting it up, it's almost like DX20 and DX21. The differences being there's a Grogu in the deluxe base. Mm-hmm. It's more of like a DX. I think what was it, 16, 17 with Maul, Speeder, and Non. It's basically the accessories, not the major differences in the figure itself. So it's one of those things. If you already have Grogu, do you want another one? And is the base? Do you want to pay a little more for the deluxe base? I mean, there's $30 difference, but the difference is you're getting another Grogu in the deluxe base. So I don't see this going out. I mean, if anything, I see the deluxe version going out much faster in pre-order than the normal set. But again, the only thing I can ever remember of even the deluxe set selling out is the diecast Iron Man Mark 7. the deluxe version, the exclusive version, went to waitlist within 4 or 5 days of it being listed, while the regular version is still in retail.
Yeah, and I think that I'm going to bring up a couple of other I think as far as how long, Michael, that this is going to stay in stock once it gets in stock, it's not going to be long. I mean, this is not a figure to mess with. It's a different numbers game than even bringing up some of the other DX figures like the Solo Maul. But it didn't sit in stock very long. And really, if you look at everything right now, Michael, when it comes to Star Wars Hot Toys, they're not sitting in stock very long at all. Look what happened to the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. Look what happened to Commander Cody. Look what's happening to a lot of these other figures. And this one, at the end of the day, while I do think it'll get in stock, not every figure. They're going to make a lot of these are going to go, hit waitlist before they get in stock. I don't think this is a figure that's going to be sitting with how hot the Mandalorian is right now and how these figures are going on waitlist quick for very long. No,
this is not. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it might be in stock for a week or so. I mean, maybe a day. Who knows? But I guess the thinking is now is because all the figures, all the figures, right, except for the troopers from the sequel trilogy, right? So every figure goes up in price. So even if you pre-order it and you get it and then you don't want it or whatever, you can always sell it, right? So a lot of people are kind of not thinking right now. So I think that's why these Hot Toys figures are selling quicker, because they're all going up in price. So why wait? Put the pre-order in. People are pre-ordering it, taking it, and if they have to sell it, they sell it. But I don't think I think that's a new trend now. I really think that some of these figures are going to just go right to wait list or stick around for a day or so, or even a week. That's it. But I don't think we're going to see, especially this figure, for this character, stay in stock for a month or 2 months, 3 months.
No way. And
no way. So I see this going to wait list pretty quickly. Yep.
And just want to say hi to a couple of people out there. Welcome, Six Scale Scavengers, and see Brian Fontaine is in the house too. Well, we put up JB Collections in the house, some other channel content creators. Thank you all so much for joining. Again, everybody go ahead and smash that like button. We do appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, I at the end of the day, everything Star Wars right now, especially that's hot, is not going to be sitting in there very long at all. So I certainly would not sleep on this figure, but I don't think it has the same peculiarities, Dante. I want to give you credit. For me, I think you were the first one that called that deluxe Boba Fett with the Tamora Morrison figure. And, they're not offering it by itself. And that price point is $500. So, at the end of the day, I don't think that figure, that deluxe set anyway, is going to get in stock. I think it's going to go on wait list right there. But I don't think, Dante, we're dealing with the same thing here with this.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna deal with the same thing. I mean, I think it's gonna hit stock, like Mike said, maybe for like a week or maybe a couple days. Who knows? It all depends. At the end of the day, it all depends what Hot Toys does on May 4th. If they start throwing a lot of really good pre-orders, a lot of people may have to space it out because it's expensive, right? But yeah, and I think it's going to be a really good release by far. I just want to acknowledge somebody, Metamorphic Customs. If you guys haven't heard about him, he does custom-made dioramas. He's actually doing one for me for my Thanos from Endgame, and he did one for AC Company Collectibles as well, like Star Wars, very, very nice. So I'm just looking forward to have it in my hands so I can just show it to everyone. But yeah, I just want to acknowledge him because he's very good. He's very, very good.
Well, welcome, Metamorphic Customs, for sure. I want to go ahead and also put up this past comment here. So if this is what they're from the deputy, if this is what they're revealing before May the 4th, I can't wait for what they reveal for that event. So look, guys, we're going to get into this. I have some things bookmarked already and some thoughts on this. Look, I said it, but while we kick the show off, all bets are off now. You know, I've been saying that I think they're going where the money is. And right now, the hype and the excitement is on what's going on Disney Plus and with The Mandalorian. So where we thought, they were going to wait for, you know, Fennec for the book of Boba Fett. Look, they're not even waiting for Ahsoka for the Ahsoka series. They're going to give us a third one with that. So I think we're going to get into a lot of these in just a little bit over here. So it's really a good point. But, you know, real quickly, let's go ahead and just take a look, you know, at this figure again. You know, it is a beautiful figure, and I'll kick this off with my thoughts. I think that this is an absolute phenomenal head sculpt, and I think that Hot Toys absolutely knocked this right out of the park, which was part of my joy this morning when I was looking at, you know, these in particular pictures of you know, I mean, just look at that backdrop with that Grogu, and that's why I've got to get the deluxe, and I'm really interested in the other backdrop as well. But this is what it's all about, Hot Toys collectors and fans out there. I mean, you know, this is exciting, and I think that this head sculpt is absolutely, I mean, I don't know how you can do any better unless you actually clone a live person and make them a 6-inch scale person. I mean, for me, my goodness. And I am just super pumped up. I mentioned it before about the Grogu. I'm excited about that. I like the base. You know, so thoughts on the head sculpt. We'll go to Don first.
I actually think they did a pretty good job of nailing it. Rosario Dawson has a pretty specific look, especially if you've like are a fan and watch her stuff. Like, there's a major difference, you know, between Clerks 2 when she was in, and then anything now, you know, just even, you know, again, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. You can see how she's grown and, you know, how she's changed in her facial appearances. But they've still knocked it out of the park. She looks tough, but she's still got that certain feminine aspect that, you know, Ahsoka has. And again, it's one of those. It's like almost the same situation, you know, with the Bo-Katan. Katie Sackhoff, she's got strong facial features. You know, that's just how she does.
Is. She does. And even when they came out with that, Don, I mean, the first thing when I saw that, and I didn't listen to any of the comments. But the first now I'm a huge Battlestar Galactica fan.
Yes, exactly.
But the first thing I said is that there's Starbuck, there's Bo-Katan. I knew from just looking at the computer that was Katie Sackhoff. So to me, somebody who's a big fan and is very particular about figures, I thought they did a great job on that figure. But,
exactly, because part of the issue is, and it's with a lot of fans is, you know. And you're thinking of an actor looking a certain way. Then they're in something, you know, 10, 15 years later, they've grown older, that, you know, everybody's facial features change. And then you look at the sculpt and they're, that's not that. I've seen people say this looks like John Cena.
You know? Yeah, I've heard that. That's ridiculous.
Oh my god!
You know,
exactly.
I think it looks like Katie Sackhoff, and you know, sometimes when they're having these angles and they're working with the clay, she has a strong jawline. If you followed her, I followed her in everything she did, whether it's Battlestar Galactica season 7 of 24, her series on Amazon Prime. You know, it's just how she looks. But I think with this one here, this looks incredible. You know, Dante, I watched your review. I also watched Nate's review from Geeking Out, and I agree with both of you. I think that they hit this out of the park, and I know everybody can go check out your video, but go ahead and say it again. I know that you're pretty pumped up about this.
Yeah, no, I was impressed. I mean, the paint application, head sculpt, everything is just very nicely done. Yes, it is not 100%, and you will never get 100% head sculpt. Ever. Right? No. Ever. So, I mean, if you want to get 100%, like you said, just
that Dooku is close. That Dooku is close. But anyway.
Dooku is very close. Dooku, I think, is 98%. I will give it to. But this one here is just beautiful. I mean, you can even see the wrinkles, the nice skin texture. the detail itself. I mean, it's really very nice head sculpt. Just going back to the point of the base, one thing that I would have want Hot Toys to do is to include the diorama. Well, this is going to be with the DX, but also the regular base, because some people may not have the space to display it. And actually, my friend, Easy Company Collectibles did a figure preview as well for this, and he kind of mentioned that as well, that he would have wanted, I'm pretty sure everyone, to have the regular base plus the diorama base, right?
You're gonna laugh, because that is another one of the reasons why I'm actually getting the one without Grogu, is not only for the backdrop, but because of the other base. Now, I'm not getting forced into it, because sometimes, and I think everybody knows watching this channel, and you guys know, when you have a character that you so in love with, sometimes you're looking for an excuse to buy two of them. So really, for me, I'm looking for an excuse to get two of them. But yeah, I wish they would have, because I think with the Palpatine, which was not a DX, but should have been called a DX with that chair, in a way, and it doesn't have the rolling eyes. But they did give you a display base with Palps from Return of the Jedi,
right? Even
with the chair. I wish they would have done that here.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I wish they would have done that, or maybe include that rock where she's sitting in the previous picture. I think that would have been a nice touch as well, because it is a DX version. To me, when you do a DX version, like DX version, you need to include some other things that people might say, you know what, I can justify spending $300 something for this, right? Yes, you have a Grogu, but if you have the Beskar Mando, you really don't need to have the Grogu, right? I mean, the base is unique because it comes only with this version, so they should have done that. I mean, it is really not a big deal to me. Maybe for
not a huge deal.
It is not a deal breaker. If you are a huge fan of the Mandalorian series, and you know what, I think I said this way before. This is a great time to be a Star Wars fan now.
Huge. I mean, this is what it's all about, baby. Yes.
You get like Ahsoka. You got
this is it. Figures. I mean, to wake up
it's crazy.
Like it's Christmas morning or something like that. With this kind of announcement, I can't wait in this show to get into some of the other things. But man, this is an awesome release. And Michael, beautiful. Another one of the things we're talking about, the display base. Okay, they're kind of you don't get the regular stand with this one. And we were talking before we came on here. It's looking like the lightsabers are not translucent. I think that lamp might be, although I didn't see it in the description. I mean, for me, I never really. Some of them I have the batteries in. I really prefer not to and mess with the hot toy as much. It's not a problem for me, but your thoughts on this being a DX? It has the rolling eyes. It has, two lightsabers, but they're not light up. It also has that lantern there, which I don't think lights up. Maybe someone else in the chat knows, but I don't know if it's translucent or not, but it doesn't have batteries. But what do you think about that?
Well, I'm going to get my thoughts first on Bo-Katan. Can I say one thing?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
I know you guys are talking about that. I think the hair is definitely a little bit off on that figure. So I think once they fix that, they could fix that, right? So that's the one thing I want to say about that. First, the head sculpt in this figure is amazing. I think it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. For me, when I got the Clone Wars Ahsoka, I was instant purchase, instant pre-order, and I was thinking about this figure. I knew they were going to come. I knew they were going to pre-order it, but I wasn't sure if I was going to get it because I knew, the Ahsoka show is coming up. We're going to get a lot more Ahsoka figures, but when I saw how great the head sculpt was, I pre-ordered it already. So there was that. As for it being a DX, I think it's a little. I don't think we're getting a lot for a DX. I know it has the, obviously a different. Feature again, it has a different the base and all that, but but the thing not lighting up, I think it would be good if we had two different head scopes. I think for it to be a DX, one like the one we have, the Darth Maul one, we have the face open, mouth open. So I think that would be a little more of a draw to get the DX, to have a different portrait, maybe an action portrait or something. So I think it's a little skimpy on the DX part of it, but I think it's a great head scope. beautiful figure, and I'm getting the single version. So,
and I think that was the same thing that talking about the DX here, and I noticed that I had a little bit of a problem calling the Solo Maul a DX figure when you compared it to the DX 16, DX 17 Maul, because you had the two head sculpts. I think what they did with the Maul one, Don, is I think the legs, and I have that figure. The legs are so intricate in the detail they put in there. I think that's the selling point with this. And I'm thinking that with this Ahsoka, they're giving you the two lightsabers and a lot of, they're giving you a lot of clothing parts with this. There's a lot of accessories with this Ahsoka that is that it comes with, especially, uniform wise. And I don't know, I guess, if when it comes to the Grogu, having the Grogu that's articulated, if you're going to give me like the Solo Maul, you gave me those legs, which were phenomenal. I'm like, okay. And you got the rolling eye features. Okay, fine. And I think with this one, for me, getting the Grogu that has articulation in the hands and the arms, and you're going to give me the two lightsabers, give me Ahsoka, I'm like, okay, fine. That DX. Yeah. But yeah, what do you think?
All right. I mean, I don't know why Hot Toys all of a sudden is introducing figures that carry lightsabers one way or the other without the an option for at least a light up for battery. Now that said, certain figures, as you probably see, I've got Dooku and Anakin with CCFL sabers, but all my other Jedi and Sith, they're all on soap reactors. I don't install the standard batteries, but everything in my my office is hooked up to a soap reactor. Then a smart plug, and then all through Alexa. So it's it's not a deal breaker, but at the same time, if I want to get her, light up sabers, I've got to either build or, have someone make me, CCFL sabers. So, it's for a DX, it absolutely should have been light up. Without a doubt. Well, they should have found a way. Even if it was something, modifying the system with the Cody arm, or it wasn't, you don't take the arm out at the joint, where there's the peg at the mid forearm, and if that meant they had to, incorporate, a cover so it wouldn't be exactly seamless at that midpoint arm, they should have done that. But, for a DX, it should have been absolutely 100% two light up sabers, her normal saber and her Shoto saber.
That would have made, yeah, I think that would have done it. Again, I like the rolling eyes feature, but if I'm not mistaken, aren't you getting the rolling eyes feature with the Clone Wars Ahsoka, or am I wrong on that?
I don't know right now, actually.
I thought with some of the poses there that it looked like she was looking a different way, but I maybe not.
I don't remember specifically seeing the PER system mentioned, in Clone Wars Ahsoka.
Maybe someone in the chat knows, if anyone knows if the Clone Wars one has rolling eyes also. I thought in some of the promo pictures, it looked like that the way she was staring in a couple of scenes with Maul, that she would have had to for them to do that. And I think we just got a comment here.
Yeah.
David Hugh, Clone Wars Ahsoka has rolling eyes. Yeah. So if that's the case, then that maybe is not the standard anymore, because I don't think that Clone Wars version of Ahsoka is a DX, right? And then and then there's another comment here. The Clone Wars one doesn't have. So I think I'm confused on that too. It might have just be that the pictures are facing a certain way. I don't know, but at the end of the day, I think that I think they're going a different way with some of these DX figures, Dante. I know you maybe touched on that, so I'm going to give you an opportunity on your show today about the DX aspect. But it seems to me with the last couple of DX figures for Star Wars anyway, that it's not coming with the extra head sculpt as we would think in some of the other things. But again, with the Solo Maul, we did get the legs, the robotic legs. And with this one, with the $300, with the more expensive version anyway, you get Grogu. But what do you think?
I mean, if you're objective and think about what a DX entitles to, I mean, you should have more stuff, right? But I also have to give it to Hot Toys because just doing an Ahsoka figure with this much detail, like if you see the custom, you see the lightsabers, you see the detail in the head sculpt, plus the fact that they included the Grogu, they make a diorama base. So they're trying to put stuff in the DX version. Yes, I think I would have wanted more. But, I mean, it's really not like... I mean, $215 is still a high price to pay for a figure. But I think for the price, I think it is okay for the amount of accessories, right? It's not like you're paying $450 with this, right? Then I will say, you know what, I think that's too much for the amount of stuff we're getting it. But just the fact that Hot Toys is doing more DX versions, more DX figures, it is a good sign. I mean, eventually we'll get it. Maybe we get another 2-pack, like the Superman with Batman, or maybe another Bespin Han and Chewie. Who knows? But I think we're gonna see more pattern of DX, but they should include more stuff for sure.
Well, we're going to get back to this and give some more thoughts on this Ahsoka in a minute. But I want to go ahead and now move to. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. I just forgot to mention one point that I think we haven't discussed yet. Did you notice the body of Ahsoka, right? It is more like a Phison body. It's like a seamless joint. It's basically one, rubber arm.
Mm-hmm.
I have mixed feelings about it. I think it is a good thing to have a figure like this, but also on the other hand, I don't know how durable it's going to be, right? Especially if you do poses, especially if I have a proven record of breaking arms when I do my videos. So, I'm kind of like, I have to kind of like feel it,
Yeah, I think
I don't know.
it's a good. I think it's going to be interesting for me. Being a museum poser, I think I'm safe, but I do get that point with that. But one of the things here that's in the promo pictures, guys, and Mike, we'll go to you first with this. It looks like we may have. This could be a season 2 Mando that they're using here. Now, we're going to start getting into what is feasible now, because I think that a lot more is feasible than what we originally thought. And, my impression is that Hot Toys and Disney, from a production and capacity and manufacturing perspective, we're absolutely going to try and maybe hit up on where the hype is and where the money is. I mean, shoot, if you can get this Clone Wars Ahsoka to stay up at number 1 for 9 to 10 weeks, maybe let's go ahead and right now, while everything's hot, look what happened with the Boba Fett. Look what happened with the Bo-Katan. So, let's go ahead and put this out now, and I think that's what you're going to see with this figure. I expect this figure to be number 1 for a super long, long time. But does this open the door for the Mandalorian Season 2 figure? Now, I'm going to give you my impression first, and then we'll go to you first. I believe here that I think they may hold back on the Season 2 Mandalorian figure for maybe another month or two. I'm not convinced we're going to get that one on May 4th, because I think there is so many of the Beskar version of Mandalorian right now. They may want to clean house on that a little bit, and we'll get to Don about the Evergreen and the whole, the ship that's maybe held up in Egypt right now, if there's stuff on there. I'm not convinced that one we're going to, I think we're going to get it this year. And I think that what's going to differentiate it from the Beskar version that's on pre-order right now and shipping out now, and the OG Mando, is we're going to get that Pedro Pascal head sculpt, so you can set up all these different things. But with this being in here, is this a sign that they're just going to release this while the other one's on pre-order? What say you?
All right. First off,
John.
Oh, sorry. So first off, I can see the pauldron he's wearing is actually different. The coloring is different than the one that you get with the season 1. Even though he has the signet on the pauldron, the coloring is different, and this one's more raised to distinguish that the signet was actually fused on. It's not a part of the metal.
Yeah, and I think the thigh pauldron too, right? At least on the right. Or am I wrong?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's different. That's from the assassin droid. where he shot that was going to kill Grogu. That's his thigh that's inverted, actually.
Okay.
What I actually think they're going to do is they're going to hold off because there are so many pre-orders that are not only, Evergreen is a different situation, but like right now there are 21 boats just waiting to get a dock slip in the port of LA.
Wow, yeah, it's crazy.
So there are probably thousands in total of just Sideshow pre-orders waiting on those boats to get into the dock, to get to the warehouse.
And there could be more of the Beskar. It's possible.
Yeah, exactly. Along with our IG-11s.
Yeah.
So I see them reading the situation globally, and they're going to hold off on it. But again, they're still keeping the market hyped by releasing her.
Yes,
but they're going to drip feed us now, especially with the delays of the Favreau Star Wars universe. Besides from Book of Boba Fett, which will come out in December, but everything else has been severely delayed.
Right.
So they're going to drip feed us.
Yeah,
and this is like the money shot, so to say, that they're gonna basically reward us with for waiting.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get a few of those money shots, but I agree with you. It's very tumultuous right now with the whole shipping situation, and I do think that market wise with the Beskar version, I think that this is coming, but may not be a May 4th one. Mike, your opinion on this one?
Yeah, I agree. I think obviously we're gonna get a season 2 Mando, but I don't think for May 4th or maybe towards the end of the year. Obviously, like Erwin said, like Don said, there's a lot of pre-orders still out there for Beskar Mando. Obviously we'll probably season 2 Mando will probably come with the head sculpt and to make it more of a desirable figure, because by then most people will have some kind of Mando figure. But I don't think it's happening. I hope not. Actually, personally, I hope they hold off, because I like to see other figures come out, like some OT figures and even prequel figures. So, fingers crossed for that. But definitely, so I think it's going to be held off for a little bit.
Yeah, and Chris W., I do think Luke is coming. You're saying Luke is next. That very well may be. We're going to get into that. The deputy, those boats have my IG-11 kidnapped. Yeah, I think they got a bunch of Beskar Mandalorians kidnapped as well. And thank you, Combat Evolver. Got a lot of viewers. Please go ahead and hit that like button, everybody. And please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate that support as well. But Dante, as far as this, it looks like that they teased for sure the Mandalorian again from season 2 in this picture. But is this going to be a release that happens next week, the week after? They've been known to do that before some of these events as well. We just got one here. I'm not going to be surprised if we get another drop before May 4th as well. We're going to bring that up and talk about that here in a minute. I'm not necessarily convinced all of these are going to fall on the 4th. We might get another next week. But I don't think with this Pedro Pascal head sculpt one, I think there's too many of the Beskar ones they need to kind of get rid of the next couple months.
Right. And I heard a while ago, they told me that it is a possibility that they're going to release another Mando with Pedro Pascal head sculpt. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if it's going to be a deluxe version that you can have that plus another accessory. I don't know if they're going to include the spear. I don't know if they're going to include Grogu. I have no idea. But it was some rumors that there is a possibility that they might do that with Pedro Pascal. But to the point that Don said before about having so many Beskar Mandos, I don't know if it will be a good idea for them to drop that bomb right now. I guess they might wait a little bit longer. Maybe they throw another figure. Maybe they tease us any other, I don't know. I'm thinking about probably, Fennec probably, or, what else? What was the other character? I just forgot the name.
Well, we're going to bring up a ton of so let
Yeah,
go ahead and hold that thought.
I just forgot it, but yeah, for sure they're gonna drop something before. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
so
I don't know what it's gonna be though, but it probably Luke though. It could be
well,
Luke.
let's go ahead. We're gonna get to Luke here. Let's get to this here. Now, I've talked about this before, and I know that it seemed far-fetched, but they're on a little bit, guys, of a trend recently with these type of releases where not only you got the 2-pack of the season 2 version of Boba Fett with the Tamora Morrison figure, and then Boba Fett, the worn out armor, and then you see the clean armor version here with Fennec and this epic. You say seem to be on a trend also. So hear me out with this. Mike, we'll go to you first. They seem to be on a trend right now where they're looking to have these epic scenes. So, and they also did the Nightmare Batman and this, Dark Suit Superman 2-pack. And if I'm following trends, do I think it's likely we're going to see another 2-pack this year? Another 2, maybe a few? I actually do. What can be more epic than what you're looking at on the screen? As far as, this is, could I see them doing this? Because one of the things the competing or theories was, well, if they come out with this Boba Fett, the clean version, and give me a head sculpt, I really don't want the worn out version. So I'm just going to get that one. But I think Hot Toys knows that some collectors would do that. What I see that they can do here is they'd be like, look, we're going to get the head sculpt and the Tamora Morrison figure out of your minds. We're just going to go ahead and give you this, clean version of Boba Fett. And by the way, here's Fennec Shand in a 2-pack. And now you have these cardboard backdrops that they obviously added with the Ahsoka. So you can go ahead and have the throne as a backdrop in here. And I think this would be an epic release. I think it's more likely we get Fennec by herself, in my opinion. But I do see this happening. Yeah, I do see that this could be a possibility. Mike, what say you?
I definitely we're going to see both these figures, but I highly doubt that we're going to see it as a 2-pack. And that'd be great. Kill 2 birds in one stone.
It'd be an interesting move. It would be
an interesting move. But I just think
business move. Yes.
Yeah, it would be. But I think when the show closer to the show, I think we'll see the clean version of Boba Fett first, with a backdrop. Or it'd be awesome if you had the throne too. If you got the throne with it, which is a possibility, right? But I still think we'll get Fennec maybe, the next release after the clean version of Boba Fett. I really think it would be separate releases, for these figures here. And it won't be until I don't see this as being a May 4th release. But I see Boba Fett, clean version of Boba Fett coming at the end of the year. And then following by this character by Fennec. But definitely I don't see this being a 2-pack.
And a lot of people feel your way. But here's the reason why I think we're going to get Fennec, though. Now, I do think the 2-pack is possible because they've been on a trend recently with it. And I can see with this epic scene, them capitalizing on this epic scene because they're capitalizing, quite frankly, Mike, on this epic scene with Grogu right now.
Yeah.
And I think that, with the Nightmare Batman and the Dark Suit Superman and the 2 Boba Fetts, I think it is possible, however unlikely, but I wouldn't be shocked. I was shocked this morning waking up and even finding this. So I wouldn't be shocked the way that they're handling these right now to see this, quite frankly. But here's why I think, Mike, and Don will bring this to you on your thoughts. Because of the Bad Batch, and Mike, you had a great point the last show that, hey, they're not going to go ahead and release Bad Batch figures. Maybe they want to see how it does first and that type of thing. And I could see that. But what a great way to promote the Bad Batch because Fennec is kind of highly in that series, Don. And I actually could see. I personally have a gut feeling that we may get a Fennec May 4th.
Yeah, because I was at previous discussions and seeing – I potentially see a Clone Wars Fennec, but she will only come with her helmet, the helmet. She won't come with a head sculpt. Whereas the, Book of Boba Fett version or the Mando version will come with a head sculpt as well as the helmet sculpt. Now, as far as the clean version of Boba, I actually do think they'll have to design new armor or a new body because of the emphasis the show actually put on his not only his armor but his digital LED display. So I think they'll actually try to put in like a mini display where it will actually turn over the different numbers on the 2 rows. Because again, it was always in the previous movies, but it was never actually shown with clarity. Now this is the first time it was shown with clarity. So, and I think if they're going to do something like that, that would be worthy of it, like a DX level figure, especially if they include the throne.
Yeah. So, Dante, I'll go ahead and bring it to you.
I
pulling
think
it back on the screen. Yeah.
right. I think I agree with all of you guys. I think it will be 2 separate releases. Fennec is gonna be by herself, and then I think the Boba Fett is gonna come with the throne. I think that's gonna be the selling piece of that, and I think it's gonna come with the throne. I'm not sure if it will come with a head sculpt, like the 2-pack, from the Mandalorian, because maybe they just wanna, because that's what they've been doing lately. I mean, if you notice certain releases, that the accessories that comes with a figure complements another release. Right, so maybe they want to do that. They want to say, okay, let's give out the 2-pack with the Mandalorian, with the Boba Fett, and Tamura Morrison's head sculpt, and then give you the Book of Boba Fett with the throne and the clean version of it, so you can complement each other. Right, I think will be 2 separate releases for sure, and it is possible. And I think the Bad Batch, I think I'm not sure if they're gonna do a release right now. I think they're gonna wait to see how the show performs before doing something. I can be absolutely wrong. Just my gut feeling. But yeah, I think Fennec is definitely next. Definitely next.
All right. So Don, we're gonna go to you first here now. Moving on from Fennec, and we have a couple different. Will we get Fennec? Will we not get Fennec May 4th, before May 4th? Will we get the clean version of Boba? I don't know. Very, very good points, but anything's possible. But Don, let me bring this to you. Go ahead.
Just as far as this, God, I just had a brain fart on the actress's name, but she's worked so much with Disney over the past years. I mean, and she's such a quote unquote pop, like the character, the woman playing her now. I mean, she's the original Chun-Li from Street Fighter. So it's one of those things. I don't see there any reason that she doesn't get made, especially this version of her.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's going to get made. And I think that, with them coming out again with this Ahsoka bombshell announcement that, so pumped up about this, I'm going to go ahead and bring this to you, Don. Is it possible that now, whether on May 4th or before May 4th, is it possible? And everybody on the chat, is it possible? Is it possible? I don't got to say anything else. Come on. Are we getting this or we're not getting it?
It's one of the... if Bespin Luke wasn't previewed 80,000 times previous, I say this was going to be... But people are still hammering for Bespin Luke. It's, the whole pandemic screwed up the 40th anniversary line. I mean, honestly, the way things are going right now, if I had to put my own money on a table to bet, especially with Ahsoka being released for preview and all that, I put my money on Mando Luke with Grogu, if not the same version, the same body with a different head sculpt, and an R2 as a suit, potentially as a DX 2-pack. Or as a special edition DX version.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. For me, I agree with you. I think with the Bespin Luke, I think that is on the back burner right now because you already have an Empire Strikes Back Snowspeeder pilot Luke, and I can't wait to get that figure. But I think the priority right now, and they know this, and it's kind of evident by the way that they went ahead and released the Rosario Dawson, the Mandalorian version of Ahsoka this morning. I believe, and they already teased this with the Dark Troopers. folks, this is coming. Is it possible? And I say yes. I think that this is going to be one figure you could bank on before either May 4th or on May 4th. Now, I do think there's some good points in there. I do think we're going to get the Falcon before May 4th. I think we might get a couple of those figures. They may have to wait till the end of the series or however they're going to do it. But I do think that that's actually going to come before then, because I think they're going to give us a lot of Star Wars. But I could actually see this coming before May 4th. So I'm going to go back to this screen over here, and I'm going to go ahead and bring this to Dante first. And Dante, I'm going to give you one of these. Is it possible that we get the Mandalorian version of Luke Skywalker this week, next week, or any week by or before May 4th? What say you?
Well, I don't think it's gonna. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. I mean, this is really a no-brainer, right? It's gonna happen. Now, the question I think would be, what is it gonna come with? Is it gonna come with Grogu, or is it gonna come with something else? I think it's gonna come with a Dark Trooper. The part that he squishes one. I think it's gonna come with that type of diorama set. I don't know why I had that in my head. Before I was thinking Grogu, but now that I'm seeing too many Grogus, maybe Hytos is gonna say, you know what? Let's just do something like very similar to maybe the Luke's Batman from Justice League, when you have that nice diorama with the alien on the ground, whatever. Maybe they do something like that, but with the Dark Trooper. And I think this one is either. I think this one is gonna be May 4th. I don't think it's gonna be before that. I think they want to kind of like, give everyone what they've been looking for, and also I think that they might do Bespin Luke as well. So I think they might do both. And I think Bespin Luke might be before May 4th, because it is technically a reissue, right? It's a figure that has been out there before. But for this one, if they want to do something new, they would probably do the Mando Luke plus the Dark Trooper diorama piece.
Well, and Chris W brings up a good point here, Mike. If they drop the Luke, it would help the sales of the Dark Troopers. It absolutely will. I know that you can go ahead and troop build those Dark Troopers with Moff Gideon, and I think more collectors are going to be using the Death Troopers for that. Of course, there's going to be some that are going to do the Dark Troopers as well. But really, I mean, if they come out with this Luke, is this going to help the sales of the Dark Trooper? Oh, yeah. You betcha. The way he cut through them and then he crushed that one like a tin can. I mean, come on, baby. I mean, this actually helps their sales. Yeah. That's why I think, I was talking about, hey, if they came out with Commander Fox, that's only going to help the Coruscant Guard. That's way down there. So, Mike, are they going to come out with this Luke?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could come before May 4th or on May 4th. I think the only question is like everyone said, like, is it going to come with R2? Is it going to come with, another Grogu or by itself? Also, the sculpt is it going to be a new CGI sculpt, or is it going to be the same Return of Jedi sculpt that we got? So those are the questions I have. But it's definitely coming. And I definitely, to your prior question, I think it's possible it comes out. They can pop up next week. I mean, which would be great, because then it leaves more, space for, a different figure from May the 4th or a different two figures. So that would be awesome. But it's definitely coming, and I'd be shocked if it doesn't come by May 4th. If it's May 4th comes around, we got, 3 announcements, and this Mando Luke's not there, I would be very surprised. So,
yeah, I would be very surprised, and I think that also, guys. Daniel Gasper brings up a good point. Unfortunately, I do think I don't know what you think about this, Don. I think we're going to get the same head sculpt you have with the Snowspeeder pilot Luke and the Return of the Jedi Luke. Here's where I think they'll make the difference. Like with the Endor from the Return of the Jedi and the Snowspeeder, I think you'll have some different paint applications. I think you'll have a different hair sculpt. They may even. I mean, they gave us a deluxe. Now, how Ahsoka is epic. And I'm off my rocker today with Ahsoka. But Luke coming back, come on. Can you see the Luke being a DX? And if they gave us that head sculpt with different hair or gave us the rolling eyes with it, come on. What do you think about that?
That's a tough one. Because honestly, as great as Mando Luke would be, it would kind of be just basically a remold, and it would almost, in Hot Toys view, like a reuse of an old mold with minor modifications. And their R&D, the production cost on that would be so limited, and the profit on that would be massive, because again, you're just taking a Return of the Jedi head sculpt, adding minor modifications to it, aging it a couple of years, and then throwing on essentially the same uniform with a couple of different colors in a different belt with different dry brushing. So I don't see them changing that much from the Return of the Jedi figure, even the deluxe one that came with the all the different accessories.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point, and there's many ways that they could play this. Mike, how do you think they're going to go ahead and do with this? With this head sculpt, it is a question that just about everybody asks every time. I bring this up. I think maybe they do have a new head sculpt, but you got the Snowspeeder one, which I think is the same one. But
yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for a new one, the CGI one, because I have all the Lukes already. So, but I think that we probably get a something similar to the Snowspeeder Luke, same head scope. That's what I think, and I don't see them giving us 2 head scopes. I mean, that'd be great, but I don't see it happening. That's my thoughts on that.
Well, Dante, I tell you what, though, here's how maybe they can satisfy people. And so I don't know your point. We got bringing it to you now. Brought it to Don. Brought it to Mike. If they went ahead and made it a DX, like you're seeing the DX symbol on the screen, and they gave us that Mando Luke with the rolling eye feature. And now, you don't have that Endor version with the one extra head sculpt where he's looking off to the side, and some collectors don't like that. I mean, can you see them doing this to kind of be like, okay, we don't have the new head sculpt, but collectors, let's give you the rolling eyes feature. Let's give you the different hair. The hair is a little bit slightly different from the Mandalorian. Can you see that?
I can see that. So sometimes what they want to do is, I guess in my case, I don't like the fact that you have head sculpt looking to the side. It's just me. I don't like it. But if that's the only head sculpt I have to use it, right? But if you have the rolling eyes system, you can play around with it. So I would definitely think that they will not include another head sculpt, because I don't see how they can include another head sculpt. I'm trying to picture the last scene.
I almost think that they might throw that rolling eye things at you just to kind of hold you off,
right?
Until they make a new one, because they just did it here,
right? I think they're gonna do that. If it's a DX label, like DX, like the one you have on screen, they need to include something else. And if they don't include Grogu, they should include, like I said before, a diorama of the Dark Trooper and probably R2D2. That's the only thing I'm just thinking. I mean, maybe Grogu, because technically Grogu is just a little, little tiny figure that you can just throw there, right?
Well, look at the pattern here, guys. Look at the pattern. The pattern is this is an epic scene when she's, holding Grogu, and, the Din Djarin's pacing back and forth. When can I talk to her? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And then obviously another epic scene when Luke is doing the same thing Ahsoka's doing, holding Grogu. So is it possible that they really do make it a DX? Because I'm almost looking at they swap Ahsoka out over here and they give you Luke.
It is possible.
I think that they can maybe go that way, and that might satisfy it being the same head sculpt in a way. And then the other thing that does, Don, is now you're not, there's a brand new head sculpt that looks so awesome. There's no way I'm picking up that Snowspeeder pilot Luke that's on pre-order, unless they change it.
Yeah. Now that's also where you're going in, because like the Snowspeeder pilot Luke, that's kind of a specific, Luke Skywalker. Not everyone's going for that one. So it's almost, while they're 2 Luke Skywalkers, it's almost they're 2 different Luke Skywalkers. you're going to have specific people looking just for the Empire Strikes Back version, in the Snowspeeder. And then you're going to have everybody who just came onto it because of Grogu watching through Disney Plus. This is, and then you're, I saw Return of the Jedi once, and so they'll connect things. And so this will be potentially the one they get. You're for the Snowspeeder version, you've got to go look for that. You've got to go know and potentially be a little more in depth than the casual collector who would just jump on a Mando Luke.
He's a Bucky head sculpt. It's kind of funny.
That was I saw that comment. I was laughing because I was watching the Winter Soldier. Falcon and the Winter Soldier yesterday to catch up, right? And then my wife passed by and she said, "Is that Luke?" I said, "No, it's Bucky." But yeah, he does look like Luke, right? She said, "Yeah, he does look like him when he was younger." It was funny. It's so random, but it was just funny. But talking about releases, I think I mentioned this in Geeking Out. I heard that the next one probably is going to be the U.S. agent, and I don't know how soon that's going to be. I don't know if they're going to wait another week or maybe another couple weeks. It's only how many episodes are left for the show? One more.
I can see that actually happening next week.
I'll just say this without getting into any spoilers. The end credit scene definitely lends credence to what you're saying. I'll just say that.
Yeah. So, I think you're going to get some non-Star Wars releases here. But, okay, I'm going to go ahead and, now that all bets are off the table, so I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this one, okay? So, is it possible? So that we get Koska Reeves. And let me explain what's going on over here, guys. Look. I talked about it in my latest video. Black Series. Koska Reeves. Head sculpt. Black Series. Koska Reeves. Both. Do I see them coming out with this? Listen, I'm gonna bring this up. I understand the whole WWE thing. But when you're dealing with a company like Disney, which is dealing in the billions and billions of dollars, as big as Vince McMahon is, Disney is absolutely not going to be bullied around and say, "Oh, yeah, let us use your actress and we won't use the figure for marketing because we're going to have to," that is absolutely not part of now it is part of the contract, and there is red tape that you have to go through. But you can see right here with the Black Series and Hasbro that this has been worked out. Now I understand that Hot Toys is not as big as Hasbro, but really, we talked about this on the Geekin' Out stream the other night. Hot Toys is basically a manufacturing branch of Disney right now. So it's really Disney that's holding all the cards. And there's no way that they're going to go ahead and sign actresses without clauses or actors in there where they're not able. Because when they come out with these figures, folks, they absolutely use them as forms of advertising for their content, for sure. Disney is very savvy in that regard. And right now, look, you could come out with all kinds of different figures. You could come out with Padme. And personally, right now, I would personally rather have a Padme from the prequels than this figure, although I want them both. But I'm just telling you, logistically right now, this is hotter. Anything Mandalorian right now is hotter. And if you're wondering how the Death Watch Mandalorian is tracking best-selling wise, this would blow things out of the water as well. This would be a hot, because right now the Mandalorian's hot. And I don't think they have to wait till season 3. She's basically Bo-Katan's right-hand woman. So I think that they have Hasbro has broken through that licensing, and I actually think that Hot Toys and Disney will make this happen. My personal prediction, I know it's far out there, I think that this is going to be a May 4th release by Hot Toys because I think we're going to get a couple of other Mandalorian figures. But is it possible, Dante, that we can get Koska Reeves?
Yes, and that was the character that was in my head. I just kind of saw the face, but didn't think about the name until I saw your little thing over there. I think she's definitely gonna be out. I don't know if it's gonna be May 4th. I don't know if it's gonna be before, maybe after. I don't know, but I think she's gonna be out just because you want to have a complete line. So far, we've been getting pretty much every major character from the Mandalorian, out. Right? We have IG-11, we have Heavy Mando, we have two versions of Mandalorian. We have the Incinerator Trooper, the Death Trooper. Now we have the Dark Trooper. We have we have a bunch. So for completion purposes, they're gonna do it. And as you said before, she was the one teaching everything about all this, other, Bo-Katan and all those characters. She was the first one appearing in the show. So I think they're gonna do that. Definitely, they're gonna do that. I don't know when, but it's gonna be soon. Has to be soon.
Mike?
I hope so.
I think it's possible. Definitely. For a May 4th release, I would say no. But definitely in the future, I think there's a lot more characters that they need to make. I would like to see more characters. There's the armor. They didn't make the armor yet, so I would feel that might be one that they could do before this character, because obviously you don't need to do a head scope, right? That's just, so. And knowing me, I love the Mandalorian show, but hopefully they don't overdo it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see, I know that's where the money is, and I know that's where, the hype is and everything, but I just, there's so many other figures that they make. Like you said, Padme, we haven't seen any Padme figures, and, Mace Windu, so many figures that haven't done yet. So definitely it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen for May 4th. So that's my take on it.
No, and absolutely. It's really just fun wondering, are they going to do it or are they not? And Chris W. brings up a good point, and it's a point that I drive home all the time, but I actually will admit I didn't even consider this, Don. But, when you look at this here, Koska Reeves could boost the sales of Bo-Katan. You know what? He's right. It absolutely would boost the sales of Bo-Katan, because you have to have both of them.
Mm-hmm. True, but here, and I'll be honest with you, as I said, she was a good character. I personally don't feel right now she is worthy of a figure, because I'll be honest with you, before season 2, I didn't even know who this actress was, and she was a wrestler. So do I see this figure potentially getting made down the line? Yes, but I also think it's one of those things where she's going to need to. It's going to go coincide. She'll get more exposure on WWE. She'll get a bigger role in Mando season 3. It'll coincide. Mm-hmm. It'll feed off each other. Then they'll decide whether or not it's worth it to make the figure.
And Joe P puts, I hope it doesn't turn into Mando line only. No, I think we're going to get quite a few surprises over here, with the Clone Wars and with the everything else Star Wars too. So, another figure I want to bring out over here, and I'm going to go ahead and go to it. And let's go to Don. I'm going to go ahead and go to you first and bring this up on the screen over here. All right, is it possible on May 4th that we get the Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah, because aside from Luke, that's the most Star Wars, or at least Jedi, or something you can associate with May the 4th. May the Force be with you. So, again, just like Luke, that would be another iconic character to, officially put up on May 4th. That's kind of like their bread and butter. You got Luke, you got Han, you got Obi-Wan, you got the original crew everybody grew up with. So absolutely. I totally see that as a, no, I don't see. That's more like a, hey, you all knew this was coming, but here's your chance to finally, put on it for order. I don't see it as like one of their big figures. I see that more as a, like a first round attraction, or, it's like the preview fight before the main event type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, do you think we're going to get Clone Wars? Do you think we're going to get this this Clone Wars Kenobi by May 4th or before? We've been waiting a long time.
Yes, we wait. They showed it already. So, and there's a whole bunch of Clone Wars figures on pre-order. I mean, obviously we have Ahsoka, we have Anakin, and Darth Maul. So yeah, I think that's a possibility, a huge possibility that we get it, in the next couple of weeks or on May 4th. Yeah, I definitely see this figure over, the other figures that you showed earlier. So definitely, I mean, I hope so too, because I have all the Clone Wars figures on pre-order. So, you want to have them all. So definitely. And then, the return of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan is doing well, right, on the market. So, yeah, absolutely.
Dante, is it possible that we get this Obi-Wan Kenobi May 4th or before?
I think it is possible, but I think it's gonna be before May 4th. I think May 4th they're gonna reserve that day for.
You think it's gonna happen like before? It's gonna happen here the next couple weeks.
I think it's gonna happen before, just because May 4th, maybe they want to announce something like bigger, like something like no one saw coming, or maybe you already saw a lot of things coming, but what I mean is like really things that they didn't show before, like something like Ahsoka, for example. Nobody saw it until boom, they released it, right? I think this one is gonna be probably before May 4th. That's my gut feeling.
Yeah, I actually believe that that is very possible. And one way or the other, whether it's May 4th or before, I totally, absolutely believe that this is not the only Clone Wars announcement, but one of the Clone Wars announcements that's going to be forthcoming between now and May 4th. I think we've been waiting with bated breath. I think whatever they're going to come out with, Don, on anything Mandalorian, I think they have it set right now. I think they already have the figure ready with the Pedro Pascal head sculpt for Mando. That I think that figure's ready. They're just waiting. What we talked about earlier. I think if they have a Koska, if they have a Luke, if they have an R2D2, they have it ready. I think that they're ready. I think if they have a Falcon, some of the other figures that we're talking about non-Star Wars, I think they got them ready, and I think that they're ready now. They think they kind of put this on the side to release this coming up. What say you?
Well, I'm just thinking, and I'll be honest with you, you're going to go for big on May 4th. I think we're going to see a few things. For one, I think we're going to see the B1 battle droid. I think we're going to see the B2 battle droid. And then, God, I just was thinking of it. I just had a mind fart. Sorry. But yeah, I definitely see those for being, the clone. If you're doing all the clones themselves, you need somebody to fight, and I definitely see the B1 and the B2. They're coming out. Oh yeah, and not only do I see the 212th being put up, I see the Airborne Trooper being put up.
Yeah, I could see that as well. And Dante, are you saying Grievous is coming? Are you saying he's coming, baby? Is that what you're saying?
I don't remember saying that, but probably I did say it. I said so many things I just forgot. I always have brain farts all the time. But you know what, Grievous? Now that he brought that up, that could be a really nice surprise for a lot of people.
It would be a huge surprise.
And I just picture it like some diecast pieces, kind of similar to IG-11. Like maybe almost same size as Thanos, maybe a bit smaller. That would be actually a pretty good figure to do.
Well, the B1, the B1 and the B2 are almost exactly the same size height-wise. It's just the mass and the torso size, but they're actually almost the same size. And I think if canon right, the commando droids are actually taller than both.
Yeah, Grievous would destroy the internet.
Can you imagine that? Oh my God, that would be
Grievous
crazy.
Would be fire. No, I tell you what, if they can keep that price point, Mike, if they can keep that price point like the deluxe Boba Fett for a Grievous, because the Grievous figure's almost in a way a quarter scale figure in a way, but if they can keep that freaking price like $495 or $500, man, I think it would be fire. I think that would be. I tell you what, I'm not shocked by anything anymore with them coming out with this Ahsoka while the other Ahsoka's up.
Yeah, no, I mean that would be insane. I would love that that announcement, but I I just hope we get something on May 4th that's something like a surprise. Like I think we'll get a few figures. Like you said, the Obi-Wan Kenobi, but we know that's coming. But General Grievous on May the 4th would be that would be shocking, and I think that would will people will go crazy for that. So
this would be right now, Don. Listen, right now everyone's like they're throwing all these curveballs at us. Let me ask you this, Don: if they came out with this, is this a Clone Wars release because they're waiting for Clone Wars, or is this a prequels Grievous, or does it not matter?
I honestly don't know, because part of the thing is Disney recanonized the 2003 anime, which explains why Grievous coughs. Because in the 2003 anime, Windu crushes Grievous's chest as he's escaping. So it's almost, do they do like a situation where do you have a normal chest and then a crushed chest, which technically crosses two different series? And then it's because that would have to be a DX just from size alone, because he would need at least 4 light, and then again, are they going to have the 4 lightsabers that light up? Because you can run the wiring through him anyways and do it through a central back battery, like, an Iron Man figure. I mean, and like you're saying, the size on that thing.
So, Ares, you should put your "is it possible" question and see if we can predict something before, maybe, because if that happens, man, you're gonna break the internet, not Grievous.
Well, I'm gonna bring up another one to you guys, and I'm gonna give this one to me, if it's okay to bring up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my own banner up over here, and I'm gonna ask myself this, and like I do in my videos, you have to wonder now, if they want to shock us, is it possible that Hot Toys on May 4th, how disappointed would you be if they gave us this? Now, let me tell you, if they came out with Mace Windu on May 4th, I think you would get a lot of Star Wars collectors that would jump up and dance in the streets and be singing that Van Halen song, Dancing in the Streets. I mean, come on. And if you're wondering, this ain't going to sell, right now with all the hype, and I mean, shoot. I mean, do I think this is possible? I say yes, I do think it's possible. They already have a Samuel L. Jackson head sculpt, and right now, if they're looking to build on the fire of The Mandalorian, build on the fire of that whole Clone Wars Bad Batch. Well, this would be before, but you don't know if he's alive. But I'm just insane right now with this. But could they come out with this? I say yes. Mike?
So you have a character that's in every single movie, every single prequel movie, and he's in the Clone Wars. So I say absolutely yes, it is possible, and I will be very happy. So
I don't think that they would have a ton of work on this, Dante. I mean, they already have a head sculpt on this. You can remove some of the hair and do some different applications.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. I don't think that it's very possible that this is gonna happen, but also I think it's gonna come with a sharp arm. Like, you see the part that when Anakin just casts his arm, so that's gonna be the extra piece. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I think this is very possible. I think this is more possible than Grievous. Grievous will definitely be like, forget it, like, crazy, right? Super crazy announcement.
Super crazy, but I think that this would be.
I think is going to be more possible.
Yeah. I mean, Don, would this be as crazy as Grievous? I mean, excitement wise.
Oh, I think it'd actually be bigger.
There you go.
Because at that point, if you got to think about it, okay, if Mace Windu comes. You've already got the Coruscant Guard. Revenge Sith Palpatine. And then you can have Anakin in the background watching or you can pose it that Anakin is taking off his arm. If they do include the piece like the Vader, and then just have the Revenge of the Sith Palpatine, with the new face sculpt all screwed up in the new robes, and have him with his lightsaber. there you go. Like you said, it's all about the displays, the epic scenes. You've got Vader being created right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's funny because Frontal Devil Dog says Mace Windu with Palpatine 2-pack look.
At this point, everything is 2-packs, right?
I'll just say this. Can I just say this? So Katie Sackhoff actually came out and said on her live stream when they were filming, Jon Favreau told them the Jedi that would be reappearing was Plo Koon. So, and again, and obviously that was a plant. But if Jon Favreau brought up and Dave Filoni brought up that specific name, that's a kind of a specific name to tell people, I'm just so.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Dante, did we get to you yet? Or on this Mace? Thoughts on this Mace? Can it happen? Or
Yeah. I said that I think this is more possible than Grievous, and it will definitely be a good release, definitely. And if they do a 2-pack like now, it's like a pattern. I won't be surprised if Mace Windu comes with a bar of chocolate or something like that. At this point, they can throw anything as a 2-pack. I'll take it. Seriously.
You have to wonder with these 2-packs. You just don't know. They absolutely could, and trying to figure. I think the most likely 2-pack is R2D2. With the Luke, as we talked about. I think on many episodes and many times chatting together. I think we brought it up in here before. Certainly, within the chat. I think that coming out with this Luke figure and giving us it in a 2-pack with R2D2 and with a Grogu would be an awesome 2-pack. I think that would probably be the most sensible one that I can think of, and I could actually see them doing this. I could see them doing good. And I know I brought up the Fennec and Boba Fett 2-pack, and I still think that that's possible. I think this is way more likely, though, Mike, that they would give us an R2 with Luke.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I agree. Absolutely, yeah.
And if I may, I just want to make one quick point. Now that we're talking about 2-packs, right? And sorry if I just go off topic, but I also think that they tease us before C-3PO. Hot Toys tease us before C-3PO. So it is also a possibility that they might do a C-3PO and include R2D2 as a 2-pack. That would be the ultimate 2-pack if you think about it, right? C-3PO and R2D2.
Yeah, you would think, right?
We would think, right? And the way they're going, I mean, there's some patterns right now, right? They're doing so many 2-packs, and they're actually pretty good. So why not throwing that out there, right? It will be like a boost to sales as well, because R2D2 is sold out pretty much, and then we don't have a C-3PO besides that show. So that would be perfect to me if they do that.
What about Jar Jar and Queen Amidala? I guess anything's possible. You know what? I will tell you this, Dante. That rings true in my ears, Don. My goodness, maybe that would be the ultimate 2-pack. I mean, really, the C-3PO and R2D2, especially if they made it diecast.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing: C-3PO, or at least Anthony Daniels, he's the only actor to appear in every Star Wars movie, not just the saga. He's been in every single one. So, and again, if they're gonna do like an Episode 9, like they're saying, or anyone at all, I kind of see them again. I hate to bring it up the DX line, but it's almost something. He's been in so many movies; they're gonna have to almost give him the DX treatment. Because the one we've seen previewed, he had the red arm. But we need the option to give him, like we've seen in New Hope, with the silver leg. We need options. We need parts because he's been in so many movies. So it's almost like if they're going to do it, they need to make it a definitive C-3PO and then update and make it a definitive R2. And basically, like you're saying, this is the ultimate Star Wars 2-pack. Mm-hmm. These are the first 2 characters ever seen. These are the droids you are looking for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's awesome, Mike. I don't know what you, but I think that a 2-pack of C-3PO and R2. I mean, kind of how many books and how many toys and how many things Star Wars is R2D2 and C-3PO since '77. Yeah,
no, I agree. I mean, it kind of boggles my mind that we don't have a C-3PO. I mean, we have it, Sideshow, but I mean, we have 2 R2s, and we have the the power droid, the gong droid, whatever that, you know. So where is C-3PO? And that would be an ultimate 2-pack. It's someone in the comments here says, I have a question too. It says R2D2 still open on Sideshow. Why? That is a good point, because it is still on a wait list. That the old wait list is still open on Sideshow for the R2.
I saw that comment as well.
That's a good question, and the reason why I'm asking that question too, because I am still on the wait list. I put myself on the wait list last year, and I haven't got it canceled yet. So that is a good question. But anyway,
Here it
definitely.
is. Yeah. From Equan. So here's the thing. I actually am on the wait list.
Yeah. So am I.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, maybe now this is going to be one of the finds. Wouldn't this be? You know, we didn't get into these warehouse finds yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly, Don, when they're going to do that, or if any of you guys know the information.
Supposedly they're going to do a whole week of Star Wars unsold out. They're going to release more information. Other than that, suppose the whole week they've got stock to put up.
So I think the answer to this question, then, guys, is I think that we're probably going to get some R2s. I just do, because if you're saying you have it on waitlist, then I can see them finding that.
Be for waitlist though. Apparently, because it's been listed as sold out or whatever. Now it's going to be like their previous contest where they go on some form of social media. They it's a scavenger hunt, or they give you a specific code where they're only releasing. If they only have 10, it's like you have to enter a code. First 10 to get it. They have to pay up front. No payment plans, no coupons, no nothing. The first 10 to get it, put the info in, are the first 10 to walk out with it. So
really?
Yeah, it's going to be a flat reload. They've done this before in the past, where they've had contests where, like a diecast Iron Man, I think it was either the 50 or the 85, you could get like $135 off. But you had to go hunting. It was a specific code, and it was limited either in time or amount the code was entered.
Let's get some dark side Anakins.
Yeah.
Come on. All right, listen. I'm going to bring one up on the screen, and this is my ultimate prediction that I think is going to be one of the figures that is going to be released. And no one's I think I've been saying that this is coming, but I really, really feel it. And in a way, they have teased this because they have the quarter scale version of this particular figure. And I think in a way they've teased it. May the 4th be with you. Darth Vader, the Empire Strikes Back one, is just about, I'm telling you, ready to go hit waitlist on Sideshow. That figure is not going to be on there very more. It's all done. And I know they're going to come out with a Darth Vader for this upcoming new content on Disney Plus, including the forthcoming Obi-Wan series. This is the time then. This is the time to give us the Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader. So I actually believe that 2 of the figures that I'm calling that are going to be perhaps surprises are Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi and Bespin Han. So Dante, what say you about these 2?
Bespin Han, we need another hand. Seriously, we do need one.
Yeah, I think Bespin Han is. I think that's coming. I think we're getting Bespin Han, and I think we're going to get this. I mean, they already teased this because they got it in the quarter scale,
right?
And I mean, you can't. They're not going to come out with this, Dante, when they come out with the Hayden Christensen head sculpt one, are they? I don't see it.
Yeah, me neither. But definitely Bespin Han. And I'm not sure. It is also a possibility that they might do Bespin Han and also with I guess maybe like a DX type, right? That comes with Chewie, with the Hoth outfit, so you can actually change, interchange the outfit.
Oh man, yeah, that would be like.
That would be good. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna do it. Maybe they're gonna do 2 separate figures because obviously that's more money. But if they don't want to do it, they just want to say, you know what? They just throw this outfit there, or maybe like a 2-pack, maybe, right? You have the Bespin and then you have the Hoth.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, how popular is Han Solo? Yeah. I mean, people want the Bespin Han,
Yeah.
and how popular is Darth Vader, Mike? Before we go ahead and go to Don there, I mean, can you see this?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But I would say you probably get a hand first because we definitely desperately need a
Please
new
give me a
hand.
hot. I know I want that one first.
I mean,
too.
especially the Bestman version because we have that beautiful Princess Leia there waiting. But yeah, Vader obviously probably still one of the most popular Star Wars characters, and I can see it happening very soon. But I would say, yeah, there you go. I would say Bespin Han will come first before the Return of the Jedi Vader.
Yeah, man, can they give me both of them, baby? Come on,
both.
Ahsoka today. Give me
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi Vader. Give me
Yeah.
Bespin Han. Don. I mean, I think that. Come on, man.
All right, now here's the weird part: is the Kenobi series. Vader is going to be in it. It's already been confirmed. Kenobi and Vader are going to fight.
That's why I think they're going to do it. Yeah.
Now, here's the issue, though. They're not going to be fighting in quote-unquote reality. So I don't know if it'll be like a force projection, if they're going to do it in the veil. So any Vader we actually get from Kenobi, I see that more as potentially a Macquarie concept-style Vader because it's in a dream world or it's not in reality. So I see the Return of the Jedi happening because that may be the last quote-unquote normal style Vader we'll get, because the Kenobi Vader is going to be more concepts, more visualized, more like it's not what you're used to. It's going to be more dreamscape type style of Vader, almost like I don't want to see it like the Bandai Samurai version of him, but more of a stylized Vader.
Well, and I would be open to that for sure. I mean, that would be a nice little concept, Dante. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be pretty good as well. And I was thinking about the concepts for like maybe C-3PO or R2-D2. Those the other day, somebody, I don't know, I saw on the internet somebody put it on a Facebook group, the concept of all the Star Wars figures. And now that if you see the pattern of Kato is doing the Marvel, right, the original comics, they might do some type of concept for Star Wars. That would be great too. But just moving back, I was thinking about the ultimate pack for the C-3PO and R2-D2, and I think if they ever do it like that, it's gonna be probably a New Hope version of that 2-pack. I don't see any other. It has to be the original trilogy. Has to be the very first movie, which is A New Hope. That's what I think. Just kind of like going back to that little topic. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think. I think there's a lot of excitement with a lot of these releases, and I really, you have going back to Han, you have the Bespin Leia, you got Bespin Lando coming out, and I think that's the next. I mean, that's the figure. If I'm going to get an OT figure, I really want that one. I want the Bespin Luke too, because I mentioned this in a prior show that I think every week. I think I mentioned it this week, Don, on your show. I think every week about buying that DX07. Because, I just want a Bespin Luke. Mm-hmm. But I'm okay because I've got quite a few Luke hot toy figures. I want the Bespin Han. And I really hope if they do that, man, you can expect another one of these live shows at ours, baby. I'm going to come right on with that. I mean, that to me is a shock, but not, I'm kind of like, I'm really just keeping my fingers crossed that's going to happen. So, it's going to be real interesting with that for sure. So let me bring it to Mike first. Mike, what figures do you think that maybe we haven't talked about or that we had, or just what do you really, or just in general, what do you think they're going to hit us up with this week, next week, leading up to May 4th, and on May 4th for Star Wars? What say you?
Okay, so I definitely think we're going to get the Mando Luke. That's a gimme. I would say Han's coming, Han Bespin. That's I think we're going to get Kenobi. And then for a surprise one, I would say How about? I know we're gonna talk about this one, and but to circle back to Clone Wars. How about Dark Sidious? That would be a shocker, but I would like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can definitely see that. As a matter of fact, that would not shock me at all. I talked about that.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Darth Sidious from Revenge.
I
Do
mean,
you mean a Revenge of the Sith one? Or?
Yeah, it could be Revenge of the Sith one, but it could be Clone Wars. But how they're using the same, how Anakin, they use the Revenge of the Sith one. So I think it would be a Clone Wars / Revenge of the Sith, Dark Sidious, because we need some bad guys, we need some villains, So
Well, and like that Fennec, that would promote the Bad Batch, Mike. I think that a Palpatine from Revenge of the Sith would have the same effect. So no, I totally can see that. All right, so Dante, we're going to go to you now. We're getting a lot of different, geeking out ESB Chewie 2-pack with C-3PO, Luke, and R2 Mando. I got one here, Azaj. This one here, Troopers coming, Moff Gideon, the Andor series, Azaj Ventress. Dante, give me your picks for the next few weeks and May 4th.
Okay, definitely Luke. I think Luke is gonna happen. I think C-3PO. I think that one is probably as well. Then I think I had this in my head the other day. We had a I think Sasha released this one, the episode 3 Palpatine with the Emperor, like the 2-pack. That would be a good if they're gonna do Mace Windu, they should do that as well, right? Like a 2-pack with the Palpatine, like as it was before, and then the Emperor. And yeah, I think those could be like a surprise ones, right?
For sure. No, I agree with all those. I mean, I think it's very possible. Don, give me your picks.
All right. Obviously, Mando, Luke, like everybody else. I think we're going to see, again, I don't know which ones because there's different variants, but I do think we're going to see a few more 40th ESB figures. Again, the Rona, they screwed up everybody's plans from Hot Toys to Disney to everything. Again, why do you have Lando and then coming out and then you've already put the specific Leia out for that one if they didn't already have plans for it. I do think though the big surprise is ultimately I think you're going to see the battle droids because they cross two markets. They cross both Mando and they cross Clone Wars, and those are the two biggest lines right now. And that in one mold for the B1 and the B2 covers both lines, 2 sets of collectors, and everybody and those are absolute army building figures,
Yeah.
And especially, I'm just saying, especially again, if we go to old canon or anything like the EU, stories like that, season 3, if we're going to Mandalore, the Imperial Remnant might be using old battle old battle droids they found, especially if they go with the canon from Dr. Aphra. Vader had his own personal droid army. So,
Well, and we're going to be, we are definitely going to have a show on May 4th, a special market value chart show, May 4th, late at night at this time. And then we're going to have the regular Geeking Out show on Wednesday, May 5th. So to talk about a lot of these surprise announcements. But for me, I think that everything that you guys said and a lot of the stuff within the chat as far as what can be coming the next few weeks is very possible. For me personally, I think what we're going to get is we're going to get this Bespin Han, I believe, to come out for sure. And I also think we're going to get the aforementioned Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader. I think that that's very possible for actually May the 4th. I actually see the Fennec Shand by herself. Now, I'm not discounting the 2-pack. I could see them dropping that on us, but I do think we're going to get the Fennec on May 4th or before. I actually see this. And the other ones that I really think that they're going to come out with, I don't think, unfortunately, we're going to get this Mandalorian season 2 Mandalorian, because of what we talked about with the whole shipping situation right now with the Beskar Mandalorian and how many of those they have. But I think we're going to get those, and I think they're going to surprise us with some Clone Wars announcements as well. I think we're going to get that for sure. For sure, besides the Bespin Han, we're going to get that Clone Wars Obi-Wan. So, and then we got some more. We talked about a ton over here. We're going to have to wait and see, and we'll have more predictions as we come close. But, let's go ahead and go back real quickly to this Ahsoka. So, we're going to start with you, Mike. Give me your final thoughts on this absolute bombshell release today, whether it's this deluxe version you're seeing here with Grogu or the non-deluxe version. I pull that up on the screen. I mean, man, when I woke up this morning and I saw this, just absolute lightning in a bottle, I think that they hit it again. So go ahead, Mike. Give me some final words on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great surprise to wake up to. I definitely think the head sculpt is brilliant on this figure, and it's going to sell well. It's going to be the top spot for a while. And like I said earlier, this is many more Ahsoka figures to come. So I think we'll get a lot of different versions of this character with her show coming up, and you never know, we might see like a convention exclusive. Clone Wars Ahsoka, that's like the cartoon version. You know what I'm saying? Never know. I can make it might be like a one of those convention exclusives. So
I mean, all bets are on now, Mike. You're right. All bets are on with these.
But definitely, this figure is phenomenal, and can't wait to get it.
And before we go ahead and get to Dante here, just want to say, please go ahead and hit that like button, everybody. I do appreciate the support. Please go ahead and hit that. We thank you very much, and please subscribe to sixscalecantina.com. Really appreciate that. It helps support the channel as well. I'm going to be announcing before we continue on with the show, a giveaway with the next video that I'm going to be doing. You have to be subscribed to enter the giveaway, but this is going to be my own money. But for the next episode, as we get close to 1K subscribers, I'm going to go ahead and give away a $25 gift certificate to Sideshow. All you got to do is be subscribed, and then my next video that I come out with, non-live, all you got to do is comment, which many of you do anyway, so it should be easy. And then on the next live show, which will be coming up on April 24th on Saturday, we'll go ahead and do the winner live. So definitely subscribe to the channel, and definitely look at my next video, because I'll be talking about how to enter that giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a couple of these Sideshow gift certificates. Again, my own money. Just thanking you so much for your support. Let's go to Dante now. Dante, give me your final thoughts overall on this. Man, I mean, I'm still like on cloud nine with this. Just tell me what you think here.
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, I think this is a great figure, a really good welcome release. It was about time, sooner than everyone expected. But I mean, I think this figure is beautiful. I mean, from the head sculpt all the way to the outfit, the accessories, whether you get in the regular version or get in the DX version, I mean, it is beautiful. Definitely a must-have. The only concern I may have is the body, the seamless joints, because it looks like it's a Phison body. But again, I'm just gonna wait to have it in hand before making my judgment on that one. Overall, beautiful figure. Don't sleep on it, because this is gonna be a hit for sure.
Don, give me
like everyone else, I'm shocked. I think they knocked it out of the park. I'll definitely be grabbing the DX version with Grogu and the base. And what I'm looking at, especially like that picture, I'm wondering if it's like a hybrid body where the elbow joint isn't seamless, but the shoulder and the arm have the silicone like the Fison. Because if you look at her sleeves, are they specifically designed to cover up that joint, which would then alleviate a lot of people's problems with that joint specifically cracking through.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to wonder on that. For me, wow, I'm just blown away by this figure. And let me tell you something, folks. All bets are off now with Hot Toys when it comes to Star Wars. With them announcing this today, who really knows what they can shock us with? Whether it's next week, the week after, as we march forward to May 4th, I think there are great vast array of possibilities, and I think that where they're putting the money right now and where they're putting the emphasis is certainly on what's hot on Disney Plus. And I think it's going to be a lot of Mandalorian, but I also think it's going to be a lot of Clone Wars, because I think the Clone Wars ties directly to the Bad Batch. And I also think the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch tie into the prequels. So for a lot of us out there that are like really concerned about, is it just going to be, Mandalorian? I don't think so. I think there's going to be a huge emphasis. Can I see a Mace Windu? Can I see a General Grievous? Can I see a Phantom Menace, Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yes, and yes. Can I see Padme? Yes. Can I see, some different clones like Clone Commander Fox, or certainly Obi-Wan Kenobi, or even a Savage Opress or an Asajj Ventress? Absolutely. Without question. Could I even see a Commander Greef coming out? I think that all those tied in together is where the hype is right now. So again, I'm just going to go around real quick. I mean, Mike, in my closing thought with that, do you see that with the prequels, the Clone Wars, the Bad Batch? It's not just Mandalorian. I think they're going to focus on that.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I definitely, with Clone Wars, they're gonna keep that line going and tie it into the Bad Batch and the prequels. Like I said, Commander Greef. Wow, that would be awesome. So, and you see all those sideshow clones. I mean, those figures at one point they're going to like $500, $600. So, Hot Toys knows that. So I think we're going to see a lot more clones coming and a lot more clone commanders, and it's gonna be fun times.
Yeah, and it could be coming, between now and then. So,
absolutely.
Dante, your thoughts on that?
Anything is possible, my friend. At this point, anything is possible. I think definitely it's gonna be more Clone Wars figures, just because they have the license of doing it. But they've been kind of quiet on Clone Wars figures lately, right? I mean, besides the teasing that they did with Anakin, Anakin and Obi-Wan, it was just pretty much silence. So it could be a good possibility that they might do something before May 4th, just to build the hype again. But anything is possible for sure.
And Don, just thoughts on that? Tying in the
I'll just say this: the Disney sequels, as bad as they were, they probably had the reverse reaction that specific people named Kennedy who work at that organization wanted. They have actually forced back the I don't want to say true fans, but like the fans who understand the aspects and whatever, that we're going back to the original trilogy. We're going back and reappreciating the prequel trilogy. And then we're now seeing The Mandalorian, because that's honoring both of those. So it's Hot Toys is realizing that, and Disney itself is kind of realizing that's the bread and butter. That's what the majority of us grew up with, or at least to start. And then we grew up at different parts with the Clone Wars. And like Ahsoka, she's the current version of Luke, not male, female, whatever. People grew up with Ahsoka. They saw her grow up, through the different series. Now you're seeing not only her as a live action, you're seeing her kind of almost in a similar situation with Luke. Whereas the fact that she hasn't gone hermit, but she no longer considers herself a Jedi, but she'll still use the Force. So they're gonna cash in on that sentiment, that nostalgia, while creating new nostalgia. So
yeah, no, I totally agree, and it looks like unless it's Don, is this you or is this the Nate? Is the Nate been in the house or has this been you typing?
I don't know. That might be Nate.
I think that's Nate. Listen, then we forgot to talk about one thing. Listen, here's the ultimate surprise. Lobot's coming, baby. Lobot's coming with that Lando.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
With the ice cream guy too.
With the ice cream guy. Mike, go ahead and plug your channel, my friend.
All right, man. So definitely, Action Figure Cave. We do everything Star Wars. Black Series, vintage collection, but mostly hot toys and toy hunts too. I don't go out as much as I did in the past, but I still go out and just check us out. Definitely a cool channel, and I appreciate it, and I love being on this show. So I appreciate having me. Pete.
Oh, we love having you on.
Yep.
Man, Hot Collectibles, Dante, go ahead and give your channel a plug here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the invite. I mean, I missed the previous live stream, so I just had so much fun today. Thank you, everyone. Mike, Don. I do 1/6 scale reviews. So I have hot toys. I have some third parties that I started doing. Pretty much all the latest releases I do on my channel. Every hot toy that is out, I just do the reviews. I'm this close to hit bankruptcy. I'm just kidding, but it is good to connect with a lot of people. I mean, this hobby is just collaboration and help each other out. So appreciate the opportunity. And if you guys haven't subscribed, just subscribe to the channel. I do live streams as well. I was doing it on a weekly basis, but it's gonna happen, hopefully. But yeah, thank you everyone for the invite, Aries. Thank you.
Absolutely. And Don, geeking out, go ahead.
Yeah, geeking out. Nate, he's doing a lot of the to do or do not videos, especially on the surprise announcement of Ahsoka. We'll do our many streams with these fine individuals and a few others. And thank you for having me on. And again, we also have our Facebook page that I help mod. It's just a fun time, general stuff. We're going to have some more giveaways going on through, again, the Facebook page. We have weekly streams set up, schedules depending, but usually it's either Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday. And again, check out both the Facebook and the YouTube page, subscribe. And again, it's all about a chill, happy time, just cool, like-minded people.
Well, and the other thing too, and Nate just chimed in there, we are going to be live tomorrow night on Geeking Out's channel. We're going to have Man of Hot Collectibles on there. Don's going to be on there. I'm going to be on there tomorrow at 6 p.m. So everybody on here, go ahead and look for us tomorrow on there. Nate's doing an impromptu one of his own. So certainly looking forward to that, and thank you for the invite. And do want to point out over here, as I said before, I have the link to all three of these guys' channels within the video description below. So if you're not subbed to the Action Figure Cave, if you're not subscribed to the Man of Hot Collectibles, if you're not subscribed to Geeking Out, you need to go in there, you need to check them out and subscribe. They got some awesome content that I frequent and watch and enjoy frequently. And please, while you're on here, hit that like button. Do appreciate that, and please subscribe to the channel. Again, I am going to be announcing a giveaway. You're going to be able to enter the giveaway with the next video that I release. It's going to be either later this weekend or probably Monday. I'll release this video, and then you'll get the details in there, and all you got to do is comment on my video and then also be subscribed, and you will be eligible for a $25 gift certificate to Sideshow, again sponsored by me, sponsored by the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington. So certainly looking forward on the next. And we have our next show, the Market Value Chart Show, will be next Saturday, April 24th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Same time, same station. We will have Mike from the Action Figure Cave back in the house. We will have Nate from Geeking Out back in the Cantina. And we'll also have Dante right here from the Man of Hot Collectibles. he will be joining us on the Market Outlook live edition of the Market Value Chart Show. And who knows, guys, there may be another release before that live show next Saturday at 6 p.m. So I'm super pumped up,
Luke,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll just tell you this. I'll be at actually Kennedy Space Center on the 24th, so I'll try and catch the stream while I'm underneath the solid booster tanks.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
We'll get a live update from Don Prime. That'll be awesome. We can do that.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, great stream. Remember, many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. See you next time.
See you, everyone.
Thanks,
Good night,
folks.
guys.
Yep.